Hello. 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 And welcome to Cinnamon Leaf ASMR and Baldur's Gate 3. Last time we got lots of conversation about vampires and looked at this boar. Now there is still this little corner here to go before we move on, and there's people back there. And it's safe.
Something's wrong.
Yes, it is, indeed. So let's check on them. Hello?
You're a true soul. You can't die. Please, stay with us.
I don't think he's conscious. Can you hear us, Ed?
You, not a step closer.
A strange symbol glows, marked on their flesh, and something within you stirs in response.
Oh, interesting. His wounds look deep. I might be able to help. Medicine, as we learned last time, is something we're good at. Or learned, we knew that, but one of the things we're good at is medicine, because it's a wisdom check. We're not specifically, well, I was gonna say we're not specifically proficient in medicine, but apparently we're horrible at medicine. Let's try and roll that again. See, there we go. That is way better and absolutely enough.
He's hurt badly. An owlbear got him deep. If there's anything you can do.
I'm watching you.
The injured man locks eyes with you. A familiar squirming churns in your head.
I love the way the guy speaks. I think they all have like a little Scottish accent. But I love the way he pronounced owlbear. It was like owl bear, and I love that, like that tone. It's so good. Scottish in general, really cool accent. Okay. Do we want to hold this stare, maybe?
Your minds intertwine. You see his siblings, Andric and Brenna, new recruits. Yours to shepherd.
Protect them. She is a true soul. Mind her. She will... She...
Edwin! Ed!
Oh, I'm sorry,
Please!
Edwin.
He's with the Absolute now.
That is some culty talk.
You're a true soul. Edwin, our brother, he was chosen. Like you. Do you have orders for us? We were reporting to Edwin.
Interesting. I always wonder if these three are like actually siblings, or if it's like, oh, our siblings, like my brother in Christ. You know what I mean. That's so funny. If these are siblings in Christ, or if it's like they're actually siblings because they look so different and at such different ages and like builds. Actually, I mean, they could be adopted siblings, but I think it does sound like the siblings yours to shepherd in like a, the cult of the Absolute is their family in a way, I'm almost certainly not telling them that we're no true soul, because that's not really the point here. Oh, we have many options. Okay, so we can tell them we're not a true soul. We can ask what a true soul is. We can ask them what the Absolute is. Or we can say like, hey, we're looking for the Druid Halsin. Why are you out here? You need to find the beast and avenge your brother. Forget the owlbear. True soul.
What? Are you testing us?
A true soul, like you, has been chosen by the Absolute. You speak with her voice.
Your words are her command. She grants you the power to enforce her will. And when the time comes, the true souls, you will rule.
Interesting.
Oh, I like these two. All zeal and no brains.
Okay. Perhaps you can help me. I'm looking for the druid Halson. We look so cute when we like cross our arms and then like, okay, we are stern and cool.
I don't know any druids.
I am one. You know one now. While you're out here, the wilderness is dangerous.
We know that all too well, man, but the Absolute sent us here.
We're looking for fugitives, survivors from that ship that crashed farther west of here.
Okay. I'm a survivor of that crash. Looks like you found me.
You! Brenna!
Oops.
Kill her!
That's so funny. Okay, I will go back to the last because I don't want to kill these people. That's really stupid. And it's also really funny that even though I'm a true soul, they still kill me. I would have wanted there to be a different dialogue option here. I mean, we'll probably kill these people at some point anyway. But I would have wanted there to be a different option. Because why would they like assume to kill me if they think I'm a true soul, which I apparently am, you know. I'll reload and meet you there. There we are. Okay. I don't think I want to tell them to avenge their brother because I don't think they'll survive against an owlbear. If you don't know, an owlbear is a giant animal. It's like a huge bear, with feathers and like an owl face. So, no. Maybe forget the owlbear. You're still alive, so go.
What? And just leave Ed? I suppose he'd want us to go on. Find a way to honor his sacrifice.
May the Absolute guide us.
I mean, I wasn't saying you have to leave his corpse, but sure, jog away.
They spoke of the Absolute, same as that goblin Saza. Curious.
Very
Goblins and
curious.
humans worshipping the same god. Eerie common ground, if you ask me.
That's a very good point. Okay, no one else has anything to say. Hello, Edwin.
Strange power resonates within the corpse. It calls to you.
Okay.
Your limbs move of their own accord.
Well,
There's something of value here, something your mind craves. Why let its host's memories go to waste? The tadpole has absorbed it all. Its experience could nourish you, strengthen you.
okay, I don't think we want to welcome the tadpole's influence. I think our strength is pretty bad and our wisdom is pretty good, so we will try to force our mind shut. We will not be influenced by an illithid parasite. We have +3, that is not that good, but it's alright. 12, come on, we can do 12. Nice, we can do 12, we can do 12. Also, I believe maybe in the re-rolling I didn't use the inspiration that we used last time when I reloaded. I think that's fine. But just, you know, we were luckier this time around, I think.
Your muscles loosen. The tadpole breaks free of its deceased host.
Ew, 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 this is gonna be ew if you want to look away.
For now.
That was disturbing. It's gonna be okay. Are we done? Okay, we are. And there the tadpole slides away. We didn't want it. But Edwin, you have a bunch of stuff on you. A bunch of salami and spicy sausage links and dried rope sausage and cheese. Very good taste, my guy. Okay, so let's just get going then. Also, little tidbit, if we had gone behind the, like we could have also gone behind the grove, we would have come out here, but I always find this kind of disturbing because your characters walk up here and they're still here and then this scene happens, so that's kind of weird.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Let's just see what else there is. We didn't walk up here, so maybe there's something else to loot. No, there isn't. Okay, so let's walk over here. These are twisting vines, so theoretically we shouldn't be walking into these because they, like, hold on to you. We're now entering a part of the map that's very pretty. Oh, someone took their shoes off to go through the water. That's really sweet, actually, kind of. Got some wispweed. This is the first time we found wispweed, maybe. You know what, maybe we'll go through here. And that's slightly disturbing. I think that's a coffin. It's not. There's a wooden spoon. Why is there a wooden spoon in the coffin? But let's go here. Interesting. This is a very beautiful area. If you've seen my other videos, you know I'm a foresty person. I love the forest. This looks really pretty. There's an animal carcass.
Owlbear tracks. Its nest must be nearby.
Well, nearby is funny. That looks like a great nest for an owlbear. So, let's try that. Let's go in there.
Nothing.
Okay. There's an eviscerated
Anything of use?
goblin. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
That stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt.
And we got a heavy stone. Not good for our carrying capacity, but it's something you can throw, which is good. Sorry for the noise my throat just made. I haven't eaten yet today. It is quite early, don't worry. But that might be my stomach. Also, look at that. And once again, this actually fits well with what I was talking about yesterday with where the light goes and where there's vegetation. There is no vegetation everywhere else, and then here where there's light, there's plants. That is so cute. Anyway, let's see this. Let's look at this. Hello.
A shrine to Seluna. Quaint.
Seluna. So that's Seluna over here, the moon goddess. Hello, can I scroll over there? Why can't I go over here? Anyway, she's beautiful. Okay, that is not great. We will pick up the war between Seluna and Shar. And a potion. You failed Arcana. Gale failed Arcana. Great. We'll pick up the potion of healing. And the scroll of detect thoughts. And there's a chest. Well,
This thing won't yield its contents easily.
that is probably what we failed Arcana on. Interesting music in here. I kind of love it. So that's a very pretty plant. So, this is actually a fun thing. There's many...
Feel that? Magic. A spell sealed that chest tight.
Well, why couldn't you have walked those 2 steps before we got 20 hit points taken off of us? You're useless. Sorry, no, I'm being kind to him. That was very sweet. Thank you for informing us of that, as if we didn't know it already. Let's also steal the glass chalice. I think that's worth a bit. Not super much, but sometimes these things are more expensive than you think. That's just one, so it's worth absolutely nothing, but some of the better chalices are pretty good. So yeah, this chest actually has some fun strategies for this game attached. Like, I know there's people that literally kill the entire goblin camp with this chest, because if you make them go near it, you know, they'll constantly take this amount of damage. So this is a really interesting item. We can explore over here as well. Someone not fail perception, please. Guys, someone be bright.
That's curious.
Thank you, Astarion. There is a Selûnite prayer sheet. A prayer dedicated to Selûne, imploring all to accept the Moon Maiden's blessings and share in her bounty.
A prayer sheet with the same symbol as the one on the chest.
Interesting, so let's pick that up. And let's also pick up the Genesis of Selûne and Shar. That is something we can read. Maybe this episode will go to sleep, you know, because we don't have a long rest anymore, so we can have a little reading session. It'll be pretty long, but we can do that maybe after this cave, potentially. Nice. Okay, and this, I can't pretend not to know this, so I will just do it. You have to read this close to the box.
Unlocked. My prayers are answered.
There's also some interesting conversations here if you have Shadowheart with you, but it only hints at some, you know, connection, and Selûne and Shar are connected and like all of that. She has some opinions about the shrine and a natural problem with Selûnites. That's all you would learn from that in case you missed that information here if you've played the game. Okay, there's a Selûnite right to read. A silver necklace, a bloodstone, an idol of Selûne, and a moondrop pendant that has the ability Writhing Dance. When the wearer has 50% hit points or less, they don't provoke opportunity attacks, which is pretty great. Actually, we could maybe like divide this stuff up. Maybe we could give the guidance thing to Gale, and we could give the opportunity attacks thing to Astarion, because he'll be most close in melee. I don't think we have anything else that we can give people, but just because our necklaces like are a thing, you know, we have two that we can switch out between Lesser Restoration and Speak with Dead. So since they're not, like they don't have anything on them right now, we can just give them that. The Moondrop Pendant is actually one that I usually use until like quite late in the game. I'm giving us the stuff to read for later. No, we reread that already, but I want to be sure that we have all this stuff. Also, if he has the transmog appearance thing, he can also have the other one. Once again, that's from a mod to make his hands look like they don't wear these gloves of missile snaring. That's not the whole point of the mod, but you know what I mean. It's a mod to change appearances. Also, this effect of the water reflecting on the stones is so beautiful. Do you ever sometimes think about how far games have come? Like, isn't that beautiful? It's so impressive. Okay. Gorgeous. Let's go. Let's see if we can actually meet the owlbear. We certainly can. Hello. Hello. Oh, we have Speak with Animals on still.
Feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear, its beaked face looming out of the darkness.
What's this? Something weak, something tender. Won't even have to chew you before I feed you to my son. Soft meat.
I love her. Look how small we are in comparison. I don't think I've had this conversation with Speak with Animals on a lot. We can talk to her about her injury. Maybe you're injured. There's still half a spear lodged in your head.
It's a splinter. I've gutted bigger threats than you with worse. I don't want to intimidate her. I love her.
persuasion or druid persuasion. You need rest. Let nature heal you. This is no time for a fight. You know what? Let's go with that one. I'm saving in case she also wants to attack me for no reason, but we'll be going. Difficulty class 5. We can do this. Come on. We have +1. We just need a 4. That's certainly enough. Lovely.
A fight? You'd be a plaything, not worth the trouble. You can go, but you make one wrong step and I'll rip you to shreds.
That is so fair. And over here, there is an owlbear cub that we will hopefully, if I don't mess something up, see again in the future. For now, we are getting out of this cave. Okay then, we could also heal ourselves if we want, because we do have the spells to do that. Maybe we can give ourselves a little, like a bigger cure wounds. Nice. Just to be safe. I did say earlier we can also go to sleep to heal, which we will do. I think this episode we will sleep. But we will also go to sleep because our spell slots are down. So that's also a reason. And we just want to be safe being healed. Okay, that's not the greatest camera angle. But yes. There is still a little bit to explore over here. And there is the bridge. But I think since we're down here, I think we'll go this way first. There's a hunter's stash with nothing in it, but interesting that there's hunters. Look how beautiful this is. Gorgeous stuff. And there's a beehive to get some honey out of, which we can eat. Honeycomb. There's fish. That's apparently not rotten yet. That's great. There's a rotten tomato. There's a bucket of fish with actual fish in it. So someone's recently been fishing here, I think, is the hint we're supposed to get here. Apparently you can't walk down here. It's just very pretty, this area. Some rogue's morsel. And some mugwort. Wort, I don't know. And there's a doggo. And some blushcap mushrooms. Let's see if it triggers the scene before we get them. No. Hello. Hello, doggo. Oh no. Hi. Oh no, baby. I'm sorry.
Keep moving, stranger. Quietly.
This is really fun because we constantly have Speak with Animals on. That's going to be a fun playthrough. What happened here?
I told you to go.
No, honey. Okay. Maybe Druid Persuasion. I wonder what the difference is. This is Calm Friend, I mean you no harm, and this is I understand your fear, but I promise I mean you no harm. And they're both Druid Persuasion. So I wonder what the difference is. I'll go with Calm Friend, I mean you no harm. And because we are a druid, we have advantage on this check, which is pretty great, and it's charisma. Interesting that this isn't animal handling. Maybe the other one would have been animal handling, but no, they're both persuasion. Interesting. Whatever. Persuasion. See, perfect.
There's death in your scent, but not in your words.
Oh.
Still, you should go. My friend is injured. He needs rest.
Oh, honey. I don't think he's going to wake up, darling.
Of course he will. And then we'll return home.
No, Scratch, honey. We know his name is Scratch, it says in the dialogue, but what's your name, love?
He calls me Scratch. You can do the same.
Oh, baby. Little baby Scratch. What happened to your friend exactly?
We were attacked. With cackling, furry things on 2 legs.
No.
And their smell, it was strange, rotten, evil.
You know the creatures he describes. Gnolls.
They're quite horrible. I'm sorry, darling. Come on, you can travel with me if you like.
No, I won't leave him.
Oh, sweetheart. He's a good dog. If he doesn't wake up, follow my scent. I have a camp.
If it comes to that, I may. Thank you.
Oh, sweetheart. Okay. Gomwick, what did you have on you? A bunch of stuff. Some apples, letters, and some boots and some money. We'll take it. Thank you, Gomwick, for raising a beautiful dog. And I think maybe... do we want to take a long rest? Do we want to go to bed? To see maybe if he follows us to camp, you know? Let's select this corner and have a little rest. Since we don't have any short rests left anymore, we technically do still have some spell slots that we can use, like we're not gonna get in trouble, but I think sleeping is not a bad idea. We'll see if someone has something to say first.
I need a quick word.
Something the matter?
No. If none of you have anything to say, nothing is the matter. Astarin, do you have something to say? I love his tent. It's so ostentatious.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Actually, that is a very positive greeting, but his approval with us is neutral. Well, at 3, actually, that's not too bad. Meanwhile, Gale is basically in love with us at 53, and Will is okay with us. This is the normal experience of this game. Kinda don't want to talk to Lae'zel. Let's talk to Gale. We'll just talk to Will. Hello, my guy.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I was wondering, that condition of yours, why does it require magic?
Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
Okay. Good information. Let's do long rest. Sorry if you can hear my stomach. I swear it's just because I haven't eaten. Yeah, we broke concentration on the spells we had because that's how that works. Now everything is pretty, everyone's dressed in their camp clothes, and we can have a little reading session. I'm not sure which of these books we already read. We can go by latest, maybe, and then see which of these we already read. We did read this one, and these, I think this is still from the, interesting that we have our swords out, but this is still from the, what's it called, the chapel, you know. And we read this one. Did we read this one? I'm actually not sure. Let's see. I think we haven't read this. So, Fables of Faerun 3, The Enticing Elder. There were once 2 sisters, one a great fighter and one a great cleric who longed for new adventure. I shall skewer an elder brain upon my sword, cried the fighter, to the Underdark. I wish to know the secrets of the brain's powers, said the cleric. Let us be off. In the recesses of the deep, the sisters slew darklings and darrow, bugbears and bullets. The 2 reached an illithid colony when the 10-day passed. Their quest would soon be complete. With great effort, they felled a half-dozen mind flayers and soon reached the Elderbrain's lair. It rose from the brine pool at the center of its chamber, flanked by illithids. The brain didn't speak it loud, but the sisters could hear it in their minds. I am called Quaus. Why have you come? I will make your powers my own, called the cleric. I will crush you and bring an end to your tyranny, said the fighter. The brain hovered in silence. A moment later, a burst of psionic energy shook the chamber and the sisters lay dead. Good luck, Quaus replied. The Illithids feasted heartily that day. Cool. Then Soul Coins at Treaties. I'm not sure. I mean, if we get this book anew, I assume it sorts it to recent, which is kind of annoying, but that's fine. I don't know if we read this. I don't think we did. So, Soul Coins at Treaties. Academic disclosure. This research was funded independently and conducted at a site in Avernus, the first plane of the Nine Hells. Candlekeep does not encourage or promote the entrapment of mortal souls. Soul coins as a concept are one of merciless simplicity. The sum of personal and magical essence, the soul, is bound to a minted piece of infernal iron and used as currency by devils and their cohort. They are frequently traded, for their value can purchase mercenaries, magical items, and even fuel the strange engines in the hells. However, there is a fascinating culture surrounding soul coins as well. I spoke to a devil who admitted she has one coin that she will never sell, for it was the bargain that got her promoted out of Lemur status. She connected Lemur? I don't know. She connected me to a half-elf warlock who had promised his soul to a coin after death. I was able to look at his contract, which is reproduced below. The next 50 pages appear to be a painstakingly written legal document in Infernal with a headache-inducing number of footnotes. That's academia for you. Pretty sure we read on Death and Resurrection because we did read that. Missives of Candlekeep. I don't think we've read this. If we have, I'm sorry. You'll hear it again. A select collection of the most notable letters sent from Candlekeep. Many are dry reports of celestial movements or incomprehensible details of arcane rituals. However, this letter catches your eye. To the sage Elminster. Over the past year, I've delivered many of your letters to Master Gorion, so I wanted to be the one to deliver this sad news. Alas, he is with us no more. Gorion and his ward left Candlekeep soon after your last letter to him arrived. They departed in the middle of the night, but were waylaid shortly after on the road to Baragost. The gate warden tells me that Gorion saw to it that several of his attackers joined him in the next world before he was struck down. I hope this brings you the same grim comfort it brings me. Of this ward there was no sign. In some better news, I received your letter to the library and was able to find much of the material you requested. It has been carefully secured and will travel with this letter. Yours in honor, Tristan P. Shale, librarian at Candlekeep. P.S. I hope you'll forgive my curiosity, but might I ask, why do you need so much information about Ballspawn? What exactly are you working on? Interesting. Then we have Fringe Philosophy, Volume 5. Have we read this? I am unsure. But let's read it anyway. The publisher's note claims this volume promotes magical theory too radical for the mainstream. This excerpt is attributed to High Artificer Thora Bryn of Baldur's Gate. I suppose they seek to silence me, believing that an artificer of the High House would not stoop to publish in any volume outside of the great Gondian journals they so diligently guard. But they forget that I am not so grand. Before I lent my name and my knowledge to the High House of Wonders and all the marvels therein, I was not but a lazy farm girl who liked to look up. I love this story. And that was how I first saw them. The slow and serene earth motes, entire mountains migrating through the sky above. It was later that I learned of their origins, of the ancient Netherese empire that fashioned them, of the residual magic so potent it sustained them still. The wizards of Netherell carved marvels out of the mundane, lifted the earth aloft for industry, for sport. It was later still, after I earned my place at the High House, that I learned of the long shadow Netherell cast along the evolution of our craft, that their great flying cities fell in folly and flames does not diminish the wonders they wrought, and the stubborn aversion to studying them, to learning what they learned, is the very antithesis of Gon's teachings. Yes, many of the catastrophes inflicted upon the centuries were fruit born of meddling with Netherese seed. Yes, their last shining bastion fell into shadow, their lore twisted to Shah's dark and destructive designs. And yes, I say again, whether the High House will sanction it or not, to study the very flame of creation is worth it, even should the fires consume us. I love the way she writes. I think that's very beautiful. And then we have Magic of the Weave, an introduction, which I'm pretty sure we read. I'm not sure. Few try to understand the weave, a true pity, for only they who are truly attuned to the weave can rightly call themselves spellcasters. Thus comes the question, what is the weave? It is an essential element of the universe. It runs through everything in unseen threads. It's the force. It is what makes magic possible. It is also, though I will not go into further detail here, the goddess Mystra herself. See Magic of the Weave, Mystra, and the Spell Plague. The weave isn't magic precisely. Rather, it is the raw material from which magic is woven, not entirely unlike how a collection of threads is shaped and formed into a garment. Those with the necessary talent and skill can manipulate the weave and perform magic by casting spells. Developing this skill takes years of learning and constant practice. You might have heard of those who can cast spells because they are born with an innate connection to the weave, commonly called sorcerers, or worse, because they struck a bargain with an otherworldly creature, also known as warlocks. Do not be deceived. Their magic is unpredictable, uncontrolled, and in some cases not even rightfully theirs. No, to truly know and manipulate the weave is an art. But those wizards who master it will know the limitless power and beauty the weave provides. Well, well, well. That was also very prettily written. Disorders of the Nerves and Mind treatise. There came to me a woman, whom I shall henceforth call R, greatly distraught at the unusual tempers of her husband, whom I shall henceforth call B. 3 months prior, he'd suffered night sweats, crying out from sleep that he bore the mark of chaos. 2 months prior, he'd taken to calling himself by the name Saravok. 1 month ago, he'd speak of little else but the throne for which he is destined. I attended to be at the couple's farmhouse. He sat calmly at the table, an unknown book clutched to his chest. I detected no curse, nor loathsome spirit upon him, nor the presence of magic. Yet upon shining the light of candle flame upon him, he raised the book high and exclaimed, "The deaths they bring shall awaken the Father, and through them he will rise." I snatched the book from his hand and flung it into the hearth, where it burned not in red or yellow flame, but pure black. It left but a single scrap reading, "He foresaw his coming death, and seeded his essence across the land." B shivered and sighed as if waking from nightmare. He had no memory of the book, nor the words he had spoken. Diagnosis: unspecific neurotic enthrallment. Treatment: herbal tincture of garlic and race, sipped thrice daily until exhaustion lifts. So there's something interesting here. People who have already played the first games know who Saravok is. And he'll be important in this game as well. And then we read Mercon's story. We read the Stabbed Hand bill. And now we have some Solune and Shar information. We'll read the War or Genesis before. Maybe Genesis, that sounds like the beginning, you know. An ancient tome detailing how Solune came into being along with her sister Shah. The silver, radiant Solune and the dark, alluring Shar complemented each other and brought an orderly distinction between light and dark in the universe. Interesting. And now the war between them. A dusty volume that speaks of the conflict between the sibling goddesses Selûne and Char after Selûne ignited the sun and brought life-sustaining light and warmth to the universe. Interesting. So those weren't really books, but it tells us something, like they were books, but nothing to read necessarily. But it tells us something about their lore, which I love. And there's a half-torn note. Oh, these are from... That's what we got from Astarion. They're the Koga letters. Exactly. We read these. But we also have the 3 letters that Gomwick had on him. So let's read those. A tough letter. Written in an irregular scroll, this letter offers an olive branch. 9 fingers. I won't come back to the city, not while you have your thugs looking for me. If you want the debt paid, you'll have to trust me and collect it yourself. Go to the graveyard and look for where M. Kerwin is buried. Get digging and you'll find enough valuables to settle matters between us. Don't go looking for me. I'll know when I'm safe. S. So that's interesting for us when we get to Baldur's Gate. Soft letter, excited looping letters fill this message of hope and love. Davin, it's a boy. He's healthy and perfect. I've named him after his father. Come back and see us as soon as you can get leave. Love, Flora, and Davin Jr. Actually don't know if we meet Davin, but that's still beautiful. Personal note, a tight professional memo written with care. Gomwick, be doubly careful on the way back to Baldur's Gate. I've received more reports of attacks on travelers throughout the region. I can't have my best messenger winding up face down in a ditch somewhere. Watch yourself, better late than never. Postmaster General Denzel. Well, that did not go super well. But that concludes our reading for the night. And since no one has a exclamation mark, I think we'll just actually go to sleep. Let's select some food. What do we think? These are sorted by how much they'll give us. We need 40. So like poutine would be 20. Spicy shrimp soup. Let's go. We can have like a sausagey feast. Some salami. These are separate because you can also use these as a bludgeoning weapon, which I think is extremely funny. I don't know if we've talked about that. And we can eat the piece of the boar, and the dried rope sausage, and the spicy sausage links, and the dried sausage links. I'm just going through like getting the meat out of the way. And maybe we'll fry these in honey. How does that sound? I think that sounds really good. And then we can drink some wine with that. How about some Chultan Fireswell? Judging by its fiery aroma, this heavily spiced spirit packs a powerful punch. It's one of my favorite things to select the foods and be like, okay, how can we do this? So this is like a meaty, very one-sided dish with some wine. I think that sounds good.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares.
Oh.
Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Oh. Well.
Shit.
Yes, indeed. I love that line.
No, it's not what it looks like. I swear.
Oh, isn't it?
I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
Well, of course, I'm sure this is not a surprise to anyone. But I love that this is treated as a surprise. Fun. I guess thematically, this fits better with the last episode. I'd forgotten that this happens when you go to sleep, but it does make sense. Okay. We could attack him here. Obviously, we're not gonna do that. How long have you since you killed someone? I can't believe I didn't see it. We even found the boar you snacked on.
It's not what you think. I'm not some monster.
No, you're not.
I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer. Fight better. Please.
A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. We're not gonna do that to him. Why didn't you tell me? Which is I was gonna say that's my main issue with this. Like, don't just jump me in the night. Also, sorry, I'm incorrigible. Incorrigible? Whatever. Why it's like, just talk to me about it. We can figure something out. Why didn't you tell me?
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely, you'd ram a stake through my ribs. No. I needed you to trust me. And you can trust me.
I think it's so interesting, the reasoning behind this. Like, hey, I won't tell you my really big secret so that you trust me. That's not really how that works. I believe you.
Thank you. Do you think you could trust me just a little further? I only need a taste. I swear.
Sure. I actually love this as a thing in the game. Fun fact, in the playthrough I did with my brother, all of this was super broken, and the first time we talked to Astarion, he told us that he was a vampire, and so we never got this scene. Like, literally, I know that can happen if you walk around too much in the game. He will tell you that he's a vampire because he's like, hey, the game needs you to know this. But it was literally the first time we talked, and so we never got this scene, so we never got to offer him our blood. Like, the game has something in store for that. Like, if you don't have this scene, you never get to offer him your blood, which is interesting tidbit. Are you mad? No? Alright, but go too far and I'll drive a stake through your chest. Fine, but not a drop more than you need.
Really? Of course. Not one drop more. Let's make ourselves comfortable, shall we?
I love how surprised he is. His foot just next to us. We're so small.
It's like a shard of ice into your neck. A quick, sharp pain that fades to throbbing numbness. Your breath catches, your pulse quickens.
So it's actually quite funny. I know this is a way lots of honor runs end because they, they just die to him. So let's try persuasion. That's enough. We just need 5, that's fine. But our charisma is really low, so let's hope. You know what? That perfect. Perfect.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
That was amazing.
I'm glad.
My mind is finally clear. I feel strong. I feel happy.
That is so cute, sorry. I know this is cursed as hell, but it is very cute. That did not feel wrong. That was lovely. I'm looking forward to seeing you fight.
Shouldn't take long. So many people need killing. Now, if you'll excuse me, you're invigorating, but I need something more filling. This is a gift, you know. I won't forget it.
You watch as he stalks towards the forest, stronger, more confident, ready to hunt.
It is a gift. Also, I love that's like, hey, you're not substantial enough, and it feels like that's a comment on our size. In that way, it almost makes sense. but it's actually not a comment on size. He says that all the time. There's our dog. Okay, we'll talk to, I think, him first in the hopes that Scratch is still a thing afterwards. We now have the condition bloodless, which is alright. We'll talk to, I think we'll do the talking now and then we'll end the episode. This went longer than I anticipated, but that's fine. Yes, brush your hair. You're beautiful. Beautiful man.
Good morning. How do you feel?
Not that great, but it's alright. I'm fine. I just feel a little woozy.
It'll pass. Just be glad I'm not a true vampire. A bite from them and you might wake up as a vampire spawn, like my good self. All of a vampire's hunger, but few of their powers.
Is that how you can stand in the sun? Because you're not a true vampire?
Oh no. I should be cinders in this light. I hadn't seen the sun for 200 years before we crashed here. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time.
I keep staring at his eyelashes. I know. Funny, but I keep staring at his eyelashes because they're not white. And that makes me believe he wears mascara. He wears mascara canon. If I can help, just ask. We're in this together.
You're such a sweetheart. I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
Hunting with vampires. Never thought I'd see the day. Very well, but I'm keeping an eye on you. And no wisecracks about having us for supper.
Oh, and a quick word of warning, Astarion. I taste absolutely awful. Keep your distance.
I love that dynamic. Astarion and Gale are a huge ship. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but they're a huge ship. Their shipping name is Bloodweave, and I support. I support wholeheartedly. I trust him. He won't hurt us.
Quite the opposite. I'm here in the spirit of openness and honesty.
Of course, of course.
To work together as a team.
I believe you, not at all.
Not wake with any holes in my neck.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
Sure. Let's actually check. Nope. I keep pressing escape instead of tab. I wanted to see character. How much approval? See, that got us to 23. That is great. 23 is awesome for him this early in the game. Scratch, baby. Yes, honey. Hello. And we can pet him. We actually don't have Speak with Animals on now, so we couldn't hear what he had to say. But I'm sure that's fine. We will talk to him more later in the game. I'm so happy he found us. Okay, we pet him. That's great. I'm pretty sure petting him is something that everyone approves of, so are you a 24? No. Interesting. I thought, that's the thing that everyone approves of, but maybe they were just not close enough. Although usually I think their approval stuff goes to everyone, even if you don't have them with you. In any case, I love Scratch. We're gonna call it a day here. This one this went longer than I meant to, but I hope you enjoyed it. This was lots of revelations. Yeah, I love this game. It's quite exciting to record. I hope you enjoy it. If so, leave a like, and I hope that whatever you do next, it goes super well. And if that is sleeping, sleep well. Sweet dreams. And good night.